Chapter 3. They moved through the city's underbelly like ghosts. Sam had a safe house, a nondescript apartment in a neighborhood that had seen better days. He didn't speak, his entire being focused on their route, constantly checking for tails. Inside, he bolted the door and slid a heavy dresser in front of it before finally turning to look at her. The controlled mask was back, but she saw the tension in the line of his shoulders. "Are you hurt?" he asked, his voice clipped. She shook her head, wrapping her arms around herself. "Who are you?" "Sam Vance, U.S. Marshal." "Witness protection?" A bitter laugh escaped her. "I tried. After I turned in the evidence, I walked into a field office. The agent in charge listened, took my statement. And 2 hours later, 2 of my father's men were in the lobby. I barely got out, so you'll forgive me if I'm not filled with confidence." Sam's eyes narrowed. "Who was the agent?" "Miller, Assistant Director Miller." The name hung in the air like a death knell. Sam went very still. Miller, his mentor's friend, the man who had given him the file, the man who had assigned him this case. The pieces of the conspiracy locked into place with a terrifying finality. "Miller is my superior," Sam said quietly. "He's the one who told me you were a threat. He's the one who ordered me to bring you in." Alina stared at him, the last of her hope crumbling. She was in a locked room with a man whose boss had tried to have her killed. She was a fool. Sam saw the realization dawn in her eyes. He saw the fear turn to a hardened resolve. She took a step back, her gaze darting towards the kitchen, looking for a weapon. "Alina," he said, holding his hands up, a gesture of peace. "Listen to me. I didn't know, but I know now, and that changes everything." "Does it?" she spat. "Or are you just bringing me to him in a prettier package?" "My mentor, Frank O'Malley, died on a protection detail that went wrong. Miller was supposed to be there that day. He called in sick." Sam's voice was low, raw with a pain he usually kept buried. "I think Miller is dirty. I think he's been on your father's payroll for years, and I think he had Frank killed to protect that secret." He took a step toward her, his gray eyes holding hers. "The man who killed your mother's killer is in the next room, Alina, and he's pointing a gun at both of us." He gestured to the laptop on the table. "I have evidence, not enough to bring him down, but enough to know he's lying. I need your help to get the rest. You have the key. You know what your father had on people like Miller." Alina stood rooted to the spot, her mind reeling. The Marshal's story was insane. It was a web of betrayal that mirrored her own life. But his pain felt real. The risk he was taking felt real. He was asking her to trust him, the one thing she had sworn never to do again. Before she could answer, Sam's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and his face hardened. "It's Miller," he said, his voice a ghost of a whisper. "He's triangulated my phone. He knows we're here." He looked at her, the decision made for them. "We have to move, now." As he spoke, the sound of cars pulling up fast, tires screeching, echoed from the street below. Doors slammed. Voices. They were surrounded. Sam grabbed his go-bag and shoved a gun into her hands. She stared at it, the cold metal foreign and terrifying in her surgeon's hands. "Can you use it?" he asked. She met his gaze, a flicker of the Conti steel in her eyes. "I'm a quick study." A heavy fist pounded on the door downstairs. "U.S. Marshals, Sam Vance, open up." But they both knew they weren't Marshals. They were Miller's men. Sam looked at the window, then back at her. "The roof, it's our only way out." As they scrambled out the window onto the fire escape, the sound of the front door being splintered echoed up the stairwell. They were trapped, with the wolves at the door and a 5-story drop at their back.